Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is chapter 52 of Shattered Image, and this one is titled Shoot Your Shot. Guys, it's getting close. It's getting close. The next morning, bright and early, Sero could be seen waiting outside your front gate. Since you and he hadn't spoken since yesterday, he was a little worried about how you would treat him today, considering that you had just run off after his comment about how he would kiss you back if you kissed him yesterday. I hope she's still chill with me, he thought as he stood there. I wasn't lying or anything. I hope she understands my feelings towards her and considers them, he thought, just standing there with shoulders slumped while he remained deep in thought. The more he waited, the more worried he got that you might have left without him. By now it was just a given that he would meet you at your place to walk to school together. It was a known, right? You two were inseparable anyway, and almost seemed to use one brain cell at times, so it went without saying that you would walk to school with him from your place from now on, right? What if she's already left without me? He wondered sadly. Just then your front door swung open and out you jumped. Just seeing you was enough to brighten his day, and he looked up and grinned brightly when he saw you. Hey, you greeted normally, running out to him. Hey, he replied with a grin, just watching you. What? You asked, when he hadn't said anything else and was just smiling silently and weirdly at you. Nothing, he replied with a shrug. Okay, then let's go, you said, starting off down the road and making him scramble a little to catch up. Hey, so your makeup exam and rescue assessment? He asked. Yeah, that's for tomorrow for the theory and next day for practice, you replied. I know I just got to save people, so I'm putting everything aside and just doing what they want. I'm not one to do as I'm told, but I just got to do this for the class and then it can be over and done with, you said. Yeah, okay, fair enough, he said with a smile. You looked at him, noting that he was still smiling at you. Why do you just keep looking at me and smiling like a weirdo? You said, reaching out to punch him lightly in the arm. I don't know, I'm just happy, he said with a grin still on his face. You huffed with a smirk and then remembered his comment from yesterday, and you suddenly went quiet. Sero noticed that you went quiet and looked at you, noting that you were suddenly acting a little awkward. What's up? He asked. Nothing, you replied, keeping your head down. Oh, did she remember my comment from yesterday? He thought. Shall I say something? Silence reigned for a bit until he cleared his throat and then spoke again. Hey, about my comment yesterday, he said. No, it's fine, it's cool. You were just being funny, I get it, it's fine. I'm not affected by it, you said quickly. Sero's sweat dropped. Yeah, she's clearly affected by it, he thought. I just don't want things to be awkward. I'm sorry if I made you feel weird, but I meant it, he said softly. You pretended that you didn't hear that last part and spoke loudly as if to appear less fazed. It's not awkward, I said that already. Actually, I was thinking maybe we should go out sometime after school, like, I don't know, like we used to before, you said. Oh, yeah, he said eagerly, and you laughed internally. Man, boy's keen, you thought. Ramen? He asked. Yeah, I was thinking, like, maybe going to see a band or something, you half mumbled. Oh, yeah, that would be cool, he said brightly, and you could have sworn you felt the air around you both grow warmer because of his radiance. I'll have to see who's playing at the moment, you said. Actually, I haven't been listening to much music at the moment. What about you? You asked him. Well, I've been with you, so that would be a no, he chuckled. From there was the usual banter between you, but you couldn't shake that he had said that he would kiss you back if you kissed him, and that he meant it, so by the time you got to school you were kind of looking forward to getting away from him so you could just process your thoughts a little. There were a lot of them. What if I did tell him I liked him? You wondered as you got your books for first class, and then turned away from your locker and started heading for the hall. He would tell me he liked me back, surely. Or he'd say something like, oh, I was just being funny, or oh, I was just messing around. Your heart skipped a beat when you thought about that. Do I risk it? Do I tell him? You wondered, still in your own mind, so much so that you didn't hear Sero calling your name until his hand was on your shoulder. Hey, he said as he grabbed you gently to get your attention. You jumped violently and spun to face him, looking up into his eyes as he smiled down at you. Hey, he said happily, now that you were looking at him, but you seemed a little frozen. You okay? Yeah, you said, as you turned and started speed-walking to the classroom. He chased you into the room, but you just went straight to your desk and sat down, so he went to his desk and gingerly sat down as well, his eyes never straying from you. Is she okay? He fretted. You seemed a little jittery while he watched you. You had your head down, just staring into your lap as your right leg jittered up and down, lost in your own little world. There's just so much to focus on at the moment, you thought, continuing your thoughts from where you had left them in the hall where Sero interrupted you. I have this stupid exam reset. I have this dumbass psychology session, and they're probably going to ask me about my relationship with Dad, which isn't the best. Then I have that court thing coming up. I also want to ask Aizawa about some training for hand-to-hand combat and... You screeched internally, your face darkening as the strong emotions overtook you. Sero watched nervously from the sidelines. He could see that you were getting more and more wound up about something, and the more he watched you, the more he feared that you were going to snap. I've got to do something, he thought, standing up to go over to you. But Aizawa walked in then, and he was halted in his movements. Say here, when I call your name, Aizawa stated abruptly from the front of the room, and Sero sat back down quickly, his eyes flicking from you to Aizawa, then back to you again. Aizawa pulled out the roll and started reading names one by one, slowly going down the list until he got to your name. Yin Lin, he said. You didn't reply. Yin Lin, he said again, as he looked around the room, then looked at you, his tired eyes staring into the top of your head as you still had it bent down. Oh no, this isn't good, Sero thought, as he looked at you, and then the others in the class as they started to look around too. Sero then looked back to Aizawa. Yin, Aizawa called, his call snapping you out of your spiral, but not enough for you to not respond angrily. What? You snapped, your head jerking up to glare at him, your breathing rate spiking. Sero moved in a way that drew Aizawa's attention, and he shook his head a little at the teacher, his face pulled into a grimace as he jerked his head towards you. Aizawa seemed to have understood the sign, and then Sero stood up and quickly walked over to your side. Yin, let's go, he whispered. Why? You snapped, your eyes glazing a little, a sign to him that something was off and you were spiralling. Just come, he said, as he pulled you up out of your seat and dragged you from the room, the rest of the class falling silent as you were taken away. Where are we going? You asked as Sero took you up the stairs, heading his way up to the roof. If we need to do some free-falling, let me know, he said. Or if you want to talk, let me know. I'm here. You hung your head as you let him take you. He's always there for me, you thought. Will there be a time where it ends? If I get medicated, will he leave? Is he only staying around to help me, but once I don't need help, he'll move on? You wondered. Up onto the roof he took you, opening the door there and taking you out into the sunshine. You squinted in the light and stumbled out behind him. Hey, he said as he let your arm go and turned to face you. You okay? You kind of But his question was interrupted by you shoving both hands into his chest, making him stumble backwards. Is she angry? Is she not? What's going on? Stay tuned for chapter 53. I think I've mentioned to a few of you that chapter 53 is a bit of a pivotal chapter. I'll see you tomorrow for that one. See you then.